Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Derp Your Hooves. So today we are in the Carenado Cessna 207, and this is known as the Stationaire or the Skywagon. And it's just out in time for Christmas. If you have the premium super posh version of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, then you can get it for $9. And I think if you don't, then they charge you an extra $5. Anyhow, this is a fun little plane. I've been flying it for a couple of days, and I'm just getting the settings ready to go because out here in California right now we're not really getting snow, well, especially where I'm flying out of. We're getting rain, which is typical. Hopefully we'll have snow in the mountains for everyone who likes to ski at the ski resorts. And we're going to do a basic flight here. We're going to fly in the rain today. I don't think I've put any flights out when we're flying in weather, but we're going to do it today. So let's go ahead and take off now that we've set everything. And this is kind of like a large Cessna 172 with extra seats. We're just going to get here up to the runway. I hear someone trying to spawn in, so let's get going. It's a little squirrely right off the bat, sometimes on the ground handling. It could just be that that's how the plane is true to life. I'm not totally sure. But my previous takeoffs in wet weather have been kind of like Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, so this plane does have a pretty large turbocharged engine, and that could possibly be why there's such a problem there, causing all that torque. So let's see, it's powered by a 6-cylinder horizontally opposed, which is pretty much every Continental engine, but it's a Continental model IO 520F, and it has 285 to 300 horsepower. Now, I was just kind of curious, and I looked it up, and I looked up some of the rebuilds on it, and there is a twin turbocharged version. There's like a 550, I think, that you can cram in this thing. And notice I said turbocharged, not turboprop. Now, I know there's a huge difference between the two, and turbocharged engines are also really cool. I mean, the fact that they take the exhaust gas, and then they compress it, and then they throw it back into the intake manifold, after going through an intercooler. And it actually helps with horsepower and, power in general. And it also helps you scavenge some of the used exhaust gas that you would just throw right out the pipe and turn it into some useful energy. Old technology, been around for a while. We had, supercharged and turbocharged aircraft in World War II. So we're just going to kind of push this thing a little bit, and I know there's a decal on the dash that says, "Do not fly this the pony way. Keep your RPMs and your manifold pressure low." But, I'd kind of like to just see how we can do with getting out of LA. I mean, we're pretty much going to be flying through LA, but I don't want to, cream into a building or into the hillside of the mountains because I can't see
Derp
in
Delta
the
Echo
fog.
Romeo Papa minus Yankee contact SoCal departure on 120.4.
I was just kind of sharing with you some of my camera angles there that we created.
120 for Derp Y Delta Echo Romeo Papa minus Yankee. Goodbye.
For our custom views we're going to use throughout the video. And that would be the sound of the rain. So we're just going to kind of continue on flying here as we just left the San Fernando Valley. And we are now flying over the hills of the mountains in towards Los Angeles as we are headed towards Catalina. And you guys might say, well, but Pony always flies to Catalina. But does Pony always fly to Catalina in the rain? So anyhow, sometimes one of the fun things about the sim is the live weather and live time, and that's just what we've left on today because, it's daytime and it's raining. It's getting some pretty good rain in California and other parts of the world. And, I just kind of want to fly without nice, clear skies while I'm doing a YouTube video for everybody. And I did, as always, leave the live traffic on. I just turned off the nameplates. So you might be asking yourself, is this what the whole flight's going to be like? It's just sitting in the clouds and you really can't see anything. And, well, although, I've said it before, I'm not an actual pilot, I'm just a sim pilot. Yeah, pilots do actually sometimes just sit in the clouds and they just watch their gauges and they do, an IFR flight and pretty much just fly to where they have to be using, their instruments and their traffic control. And it's, not always beautiful flights. So I will tell you that it will let up eventually. We're going to actually get above this, but right now I just want to make sure that, I'm out of the hills and mountains again, like I said, so that we don't, cram or cream into something like a building or, someone's house. So, it's going to be a little gray and rainy for a while. So, you may have noticed that we're flying the cargo version, and it looks like today we're flying Flex. And, we're making sure that all the packages get to the, good little boys and girls because, it's Christmas. And well, actually, I guess if we're just delivering packages like this, it doesn't really matter if they're good boys and girls. They paid for them online, and they need to get their stuff. So, we'll fly Flex and make a couple extra bucks. And, just get this stuff to where it needs to be, I guess, before Christmas. So at this point, I'm pretty certain that I'm not going to slam into a mountain or a building at this point, and I'm just going to kind of set our altitude and get us a little higher and try and get above the clouds. This plane supposedly can fly at, that was like 20-something thousand feet. So, maybe we'll just take it up there and see if we can get above this weather. So I don't know if you heard that beep, but that was me just turning the autopilot off, and we're just going to kind of hand fly this and fly through the clouds here in the open spaces instead of just relying on the autopilot and, sitting there in the clouds and the gray darkness. We'll just kind of do our own thing on the way to Catalina. So, I think I mentioned this, that, we're using our new gaming PC to go ahead and fly, and I'm slowly making adjustments, and we did buy the NVIDIA 4090 video card, and we finally went with a liquid-cooled machine, and we're definitely getting some better graphics here, and some better visuals, I would hope, than some of the other videos, because I've upgraded. One of those things that happens, you only get so many years on a machine, and then, it's usually time to upgrade or replace it because it's, not working right, or because it's obsolete, or both. So, compared to the old 3080 Ti, this 4090 is really nice. And, it looks like the insurance policy paid off on it, so on the old 3080 Ti. So I got reimbursed pretty much for the full amount. I mean, minus what I had to pay for the insurance policy on it. And, it really paid off for getting a used card that, I bought when it was impossible to get a new card. Chances are mine was probably used for Bitcoin mining or something, or who knows what. Then sold back to me as refurbished. So, and I said, snatched it up, and, well, now I'm much happier with this machine. Again, we just have to keep tuning it. But, I mean, I've got to say that, I'm almost tempted to set everything to Ultra, But even with everything set on Ultra, I still get some stutters and some weird stuff, which I really shouldn't be getting. And that's other tips and tricks that, I guess I'm going to have to watch other YouTube videos and figure out how to do that. But right now, a lot of things are set to Ultra, and other things are just set to High. And, it really is making this sim much more enjoyable to have the right hardware to fly it. It just gives you such a nicer experience. And this is really pretty here in the sim, with all the clouds kind of being sandwiched here in between, and kind of being above but being in between. And hey, that almost looks like maybe a Christmas angel off there in the clouds, kind of in front of us right there. So forgive me if my voice seems a little raspy. I was given the gift that keeps on giving the second time around as a early birthday present this year. We all knew it. It shut down the world in 2019 and almost totally shut down the world. And, at least I'm feeling well enough to, fly some flight sims while I sit here and not go to work. Because I would really hate to spread it to everybody else, at work and all the people who come to our work, so. Anyhow, hey everybody, I just wanted to say as part of the theme of Derp Your Hooves, we're actually going to include this. So one of the ways that you can actually stop this from spreading is to go and derp your hooves when you're down in the little ponies room. Kind of odd that I'd say this on a Christmas video, but yeah, I kind of wanted to discuss that one of the ways this is spread is, people will say, oh, well, the masks, and you're not wearing masks, and I'm not going to wear masks, and so I'm not going to go off on the mask tangent, but, you wearing a mask helps you not spread it to others when you're coughing all over the place. So, I do recommend, wearing a mask, regardless of what your stance on it is. Like doctors wear a mask when they do surgery on you so they don't get you infected with something. And, but really, derping your hooves, like you go to the little ponies room, and I've seen this, by the way. I've seen this working at other jobs where, someone will actually go and they'll go to the little ponies room and, maybe they'll drop some road apples there, in the road apple can. And, then they'll just kind of skip the Derp Your Hooves station there on the way out. It's got two little knobs because maybe they actually do have hooves instead of hands, and so they couldn't really derp their hooves. And so they don't put, any like pony soap or use the pony water. And then they go out and then they touch the pony produce and other things with their hooves after they just, drop some road apples in there. So the other thing too is I'm just saying, hey guys, hygiene helps stop this from spreading around because you touch door handles and you do all this stuff. So, you never know who hasn't washed their hands. Maybe their parents didn't teach them that. Maybe they don't care. Whatever it might be, And so instead of being, one of these people that has to walk around wearing gloves all the time because other people don't wash their hands, just wash your hands, before you eat, all that, after you touch everything in public. So, that'll help you, avoid getting this from other people, who are spreading it around. So remember, everybody, when you go to the little ponies room or, when you're sick, always derp your hooves. Make sure you derp it with soap and water and wash them off, and it kind of helps everybody out. So, they can enjoy their Christmas and their birthday and their holidays and, without, quarantining themselves. So that's my little rant about derping your hooves there for the holidays. So we're making pretty good time here. We're almost at the virtual Christmas Angel, and we'll be at Catalina. If you saw it in the external view, it's pretty much right there. So we just gotta get ready to get on our approach and get these flex packages to where they need to be. And yeah, I'm really impressed with this little plane by Carenado. The price is right, and 3 different variations. It's definitely a nice addition to the sim, and it's definitely a nice product from them. And I'm pretty happy. I could see myself flying this as one of my Cessna high wing choices in the future. Now, you may have noticed that right there if you're new to flight simming, especially with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. It looked like we had some snow there on Catalina, and it just kind of disappeared, and at least it kind of disappeared. Didn't always do that, especially in a Catalina. It seems that some of the areas that they tend to forget or neglect, they just kind of leave some of the weird abnormalities, which, in a way kind of ruins the immersion of the sim. And I understand that we are coming out with 2024, but hey guys, let's still, focus on 2020 while we're, getting ready to launch the new toy for everybody that's going to pay for it, and fix the stuff in 2020, or, maybe just give us all a free upgrade to 2024 if, it's just so problematic. But anyhow, I really do, love this sim, even with its quirks. I mean, like I said, I've been flying versions of this sim since it started. And, scenically beautiful, VFR. Right now, this is one of the best sims, if not the best sim, when it comes to the VFR flights out there. I know I've heard that the flight model is not as good as, say, X-Plane, and I, hear that X-Plane 11 has really good flight models. And, again, I mean, I'm not going to do, well, yeah, I'm going to do it, because, I, totally feel like I wasted my money on X-Plane 12, where just the graphics are just, I mean, we're like about a decade behind with the graphics there, But, I hear the flight models are absolutely fantastic, and again, I disagree with that because, too bad I didn't record those videos of, me having all the systems set to real and just bouncing helicopters off the ground. But, hey, you fly what you want to fly, and, each sim has its pluses and its minuses, and, this sim is actually really great for VFR, and, the flight models are, actually, it's not half bad. So again, just, visually this is, absolutely stunning. So because I've flown this flight so many different times, I pretty much know where I am and where the airport is, and Catalina Airport can actually be really tricky to find, especially if it's overcast and there's clouds everywhere, and well, that's what overcast means, more or less. It means lots of fog and you can't see the runway. But, it's a fun little airstrip, and I actually do have the third-party Catalina Orbix stuff, and, we're going to avoid the actual harbor because there's some stuff that Orbix needs to fix. Sent them an email, haven't heard back from them. Probably not going to buy, too much more CME for them right now. Because I spent, 30-something bucks on the Catalina package, and then, a few updates of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and yeah, well, we're not going there right now, but they still haven't fixed it. And if I remove it, if I remove the Catalina package, it's fine. So, again, with this sim, you can spend a lot of money, and sometimes some of the add-ons are great. And, Orbix is actually a really good company. So I'm not slamming them. Just a little disappointed they haven't kind of fixed it. Some things are hit or miss, and it's what you want to spend your money on if you're going to spend it on digital stuff. And it really does, for the most part, make Catalina much nicer, and you'll see that when we come in. The airport itself is much nicer than the stock Asobo Microsoft Flight Simulator stuff as we come in with our flex packages here for Christmas for everyone on Catalina that needs to get their Christmas presents. Christmas is real soon, and even with COVID, we're making sure that we get our packages there because Santa's kind of busy, too busy to bring the packages because that's not what Christmas is about. Sorry, guys. Santa is not what Christmas is about. everybody. So, but anyhow, then it's not really about the physical gifts either. But I would just have to say for Christmas stuff, if you want to know what Christmas is about, there's a book that you can read. I'll say that much. But I'm really not going to sit here and push religion and faith on people. But just say if you want to know what Christmas is about, there's a book you can read about that. Very popular book. So let's just keep going here in Catalina and get our flex packages in, and just keep flying along here in the flying van, and just kind of enjoy the scenery as it goes by. So there's Catalina Airport, the airport in the sky, right there off to our right where the blinking lights are. And we're just going to, start heading right and take a heading of 21 because it's runway 21 that we're going to be landing on. And I'm not going to be using the Sims ATC, I'm not going to be calling it in. Just, not right now. But so we're going to go ahead and start turning into it and reducing our airspeed, and remember, eventually you want to give yourself a notch of flap. So let's just start getting in here and getting into Catalina. And touchdown. So, not really the best landing, but not the scariest pony landing. And, we're here and we got our packages to Catalina, so let's just get here and get ourselves to parking and get these packages, these flex packages out of the plane, and, maybe go spend some time in Catalina. So here we have it, the beautiful Catalina Airport add-on from Orbix, and like I said, it really is really nice. The airport part up here is really nice. I mean, it's really, really, really nice, and kind of just want to park this thing and get the flex packages out. And it seems to be that there's parking, but I kind of want to park on the asphalt, not in the mud. I mean, it is raining, and I mean, well, it's a sim, but I mean, hey, let's try and keep it kind of real. I mean, you wouldn't want to park a plane in the mud and then, try and get it out, would you? You'd want to park it on the tarmac or the apron, where the wheels aren't going to sink in to the dirt and muck. But, looks like the sim generated some stuff. And anyhow, I really, really like this add-on. And it's a beautiful flight, and this just makes Catalina so much nicer than what the sim gives you stock. And I know you can also there's a nice Catalina airport if it's still on flightsim.to that's free, which is not too bad. But I don't like the Asobo stock Catalina. They just really, just didn't put anything into it for such a popular airport. So we're just going to go ahead and, park this thing. And like I said, get our flex packages out. Look, there he is. He's ready to get our flex packages from us. So let's get on out of here and get on there to the cargo doors and go get those Amazon packages out of here. I'm pretty sure that someone's eagerly waiting for them for Christmas. So let's just go on here and open up these cargo doors right over here. Little Muddy gonna use the force all the way from over here and just use our Jedi powers to come on in here, and I guess we're gonna have to hand them to him and undo all the ratchet straps and all the tie downs. But and he doesn't even come on over here and help us out. He's just kind of sitting there in the van like, dude, I'm not walking in the mud to go get those packages. Pony's gonna have to go do it. So I don't know. I forget exactly how to undo these tie downs. I think there's like gotta find the ratcheting thing on the other side and then push it in. Oh, maybe he's coming on over here to come get him. And hey, that's great. Maybe he's gonna help. Hey, dude, where you going? Dude, I gotta get these packages to where? Oh man, he's taking off. Well, anyhow, thanks for watching Derp Your Hooves, and if you like what you saw today, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe my videos. So, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to every pony. Thank you for watching Derp Your Hooves, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the skies.